What's up, YouTube? This is Sea-Dog, and I'm back with another review. This review is on the Avengers Age of Ultron Marvel Legends 6-inch Ironman Mark 43. This is the Iron Man from the new movie Age of Ultron, and I gotta admit that I haven't really been getting into Marvel Legends since the mid 2000s, because when I used to buy them, I really didn't like the way their ball jointed legs looked. But now, the way Hasbro's doing it is just awesome, man. I mean, the posability, the look, and the functionality, and the sturdiness of these toys are just, in my opinion, a lot better than what I remember. I did pick up the wave with Pitt. It wasn't, I don't think, Marvel Legends. It was like Indie Toys or something. But it's listed under Marvel Legends if you look it up to buy it now. But I do have Pitt. If anyone wants to see me do a Pitt review, leave a comment. I'm more than happy to do that. I actually know right where he is. And let's just get started with Iron Man. First off, this Iron Man this Iron Man toy is really cool. I mean, there's a few blemishes, but the paint job, for the most part, for a Hasbro toy is really superb. And he's nice and sturdy. You know what I mean? He's really he's a good, solid figure. Looking at some of the details here, nice paint for the head sculpt. I like the gold, looks nice. And I'm more of a fan of the red versus the gold with a little bit of red. I like the red with a little bit of gold. You can see the mold seams or mold lines in the paint. It kind of gets a little bit weird there. There's a small little blemish right there. Could get a couple peg marks right where the sprues were. You can see them right there and there. But otherwise, it's done really well. I mean, the repulsor beam is done well. Nice blue. This the arc reactor it's got a nice fade of the blue. Comes out really nice. It's like a light blue. His eyes painted in really nicely well. I like it. The one thing I don't really like the shoulder design. I don't really like, if you notice, it's kind of it looks like it'll be on a hinge, but it's really just plastic bending. I don't really like that too much, although it's not that bad. I mean, as it is, you can only get the shoulder out that far when the shoulder's made to go out a lot farther. You see? You can get it up a little higher if you want. It'll allow it, but it bends the plastic. And that I'm not too fond of. I guess we'll start with articulation. So yeah, the arm can go out about that farther if you'd like to bend the plastic. It's made to go up a little higher. It'll go up about that high without bending the plastic, although, like I said, you can get it up to go higher if you really want. It's got, you see how the seam, how it's kind of warped a little bit here, where the pin was put in a little wrong or something. I mean, maybe that's the way they all are, but it does feel a little funny, especially when you bend it. But it will bend at 2 points in the elbow. See, that one's a little tough. 2 points in the elbow, no problem. Looking good. It's got a bicep swivel. Bicep swivel. It's got a hinge in the wrist. So he can't really bend too much up because of the plate on the back of his wrist. But bends up so you can get the repulsor blast looking, pretty decent. And, it'll go forward and backward. And next we have the head. The head will look down quite considerably, which is really cool. It'll look up considerably. So good for those flight poses. Has a little bit of neck pivot, not much. And, it'll turn left from right, no problem. Do a 360 if you want to look like a robot. His ab crunch goes back quite a bit. Good for those flight poses once again, because not bad. and forward just a little. And he does go side to side at the upper, basically at the ab, not at the waist, but you can use that to your advantage. So that's pretty cool. His legs aren't that great. He only goes about that far up. You can get it up higher by doing this, but you know, and you can get poses like that done really well, and you can kind of mitigate it a little bit, but it's not made. And then to go backwards is even worse. It only goes back about 10 degrees or so. So not the greatest with the legs, but you can kick out really nice. He does the full splits. So get some nice high kicks. He's got a nice double bend in the knee. Really nice, with the knee not looking too bad either. It doesn't look, a little bit up here could be covered up, but looking pretty good. It's got the thigh swivel, upper thigh swivel, right near the ball joint. It's ball jointed. And for the ankles, he'll go down, it will go up, and it does have ankle pivot as well. Which the kind of rolling off, it's like pegged in the front of the top of his foot, so it only does the rolling. It's not an actual ankle pivot. It's more like the Hasbro one. And yeah, I showed you the wrist swivels and hinges, and I do believe that would be taking care of the articulation. Next, we'll go into accessories. The only accessory Iron Man or Tony Stark comes with is a Tony Stark visor kind of lifted up. It's basically a movie version of Tony Stark. And, you know, for that you just kind of gently pull off the head, put on the new one, which makes a nice popping noise, and there we go. And looks pretty cool, actually, for a Hasbro toy. The other thing I want to say about this toy is, this figure is, I like the paint job. I mean, it's got nice colors too. The silver, I don't know if that's silver plastic or that silver paint in the ball joint there up in the upper shoulder. That makes it look nice for mechanically. The color plastic with the metallic, like, red. It's like cherry, it's not cherry red, but it's like a metallic maroon cherry red mixed with this metallic flake in it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can kind of see it when I tilt it and move it in the light. Yeah, I think that's just the plastic they use. Although it might be some kind of paint mixed in with the plastic when they make it. But, you know, that's cool. I love the gold. The gold looks really nice. Done well too, and he's pretty much just got the silver. This is probably painted too. The upper joints might even be painted because it's the same color as the silver here. It's got like a gunmetal gray, not really silver, but gunmetal silver. How about that? The gold is kind of like a champagne gold color. He's got, looking at the details, you know, we got his feet look really nice. He's got the back of his legs look really nice. Like that, the gold detail bordered with the gunmetal silver. He does have a stamp here for serial number or whatever. And he also, in the inside of his thigh, you can see it reads Marvel and Hasbro. No, it just reads Hasbro, made in China. So you can see that, but it's blended in nicely. Continuing up to the details, it's got nice details on his upper thighs with some gunmetal silver or gray in his inside of those details as well. His abdomen looks cool, very cool. I like how they have the paint right going up underneath the bend. Nice details underneath his armpits, going all the way up to his neck. Very detailed for a Hasbro figure. I'm used to buying Transformers, and we don't get this much paint on our Transformers anymore. But, you know, he could use a little more details in the back of his spine here. He could use some gimmicks like the flaps opening up on the back. I don't think I've seen any Hasbro figure with that, but that's pretty much my review. I am going to be doing the Thanos after I do the Hulk and Captain America. I also picked up Batroc and Spider-Woman, sorry. I'm actually looking for Spider-Girl now. But, so, I might do all those reviews. I'll at least get the Age of Ultron figures done, and then I'll do